Welcome back to our channel where we share with you the funniest and most heartwarming stories about cats and their owners. Today we are going to tell you the story of a very naughty cat that literally rules his house. His. Humans absolutely adore him, but they admit he's out of control. So let's dive right in. The first thing you should know about Winston is that he is a big fat ginger cat, and yes, we mean big. We are talking about a real fluffy giant who weighs over 20 pounds. He has been overweight all his life because he eats a lot, sleeps a lot, and plays a little. However, the cat's obesity does not bother him at all. On the contrary, he is very confident and even a bit arrogant. Winston thinks he's the king of the jungle and the only one who can boss people around. That's right! This lazy cat actually believes he owns the house and everyone in it works for him. He makes his humans work according to his schedule, and they have no other choice but to obey. In fact, this cat does not just sit back and watch the world go by. No, sir. He makes things happen. For example, when he wants to go outside, he goes straight to the back door and meows insistently until someone opens it for him. Then he struts out into the garden like he owns the place. And while he's out there, he does some exploring. He checks out the flower beds, chases the butterflies, and sometimes even takes a little nap in the sun. When he's done, he comes back in and demands food. He goes straight to his bowl and sits there until someone fills it up. Of course, he gets whatever he wants because no one can say no to that face. But that's not all. Winston also likes to help his humans with their chores. For example, when someone is cooking dinner, he likes to get involved. He jumps up on the counter and starts licking the pots and pans. And if he doesn't like what's cooking, he might even try to test it with his paw. But of course, he is not allowed to do that. So he just sits there and meows until someone gives him a little treat. Another thing Winston likes to do is to supervise his humans while they are working. He likes to sit on their laps or on the desk and watch them work. And if he gets bored, he might start helping them by licking their fingers or even biting their hair. And if that doesn't work, he will just jump up on their keyboard and start typing with his paws. And let's not forget about Winston's love for boxes. He loves to jump in them, hide in them, and even sleep in them. In fact, he has a whole collection of boxes under the bed where he likes to retreat to when he wants some peace and quiet. As you can see, Winston is a very busy cat, and he makes sure to keep himself entertained at all times. But despite his naughty behavior, he is a very loved cat. His humans might get annoyed by him sometimes, but they would never trade him for the world. They know he is just a big softy inside, and they love him very much. Now let us read some stories from Reddit to see what other crazy things this ginger monster has done. Another funny story about Winston is from a user named LuckyDucky34. One day my sister and I were home alone. Winston must have sensed that we were his only company because he decided to show us what he's made of. First, he jumped up on the kitchen counter and started knocking things over. We tried to shoo him away, but he just kept going. Then he moved on to the living room where he started attacking the curtains. We were worried he might hurt himself, so we tried to distract him with a toy mouse. It worked for a while, but then he came back to his evil ways. He started climbing the bookshelf, knocking down more stuff and scratching the wallpaper. Finally, we gave up. We couldn't stop him, so we just watched in amusement as he wreaked havoc around the house. By the time our parents got home, the house looked like a bomb had exploded. We were grounded for a week, but it was worth it. Seeing Winston's crazy energy firsthand was an experience we won't forget. The next story is from a user named HappyToast69. One time, Winston decided to stage a protest. He was not happy that his food bowl was empty, so he decided to do something about it. He started by blocking the front door with his body. We couldn't leave the house because he refused to move. So we tried to coax him with treats, but he just ignored them. Then he moved on to the kitchen and started banging on the cupboard where we keep his food. He kept doing this for hours, and we were starting to feel desperate. Finally, we gave in and filled up his bowl. He ate all of it in seconds, then went back to the cupboard and started knocking things off of it. We were stunned. We didn't know what else to do. So we just watched as he continued his rampage. He knocked over a bottle of ketchup, a box of cereal, and a bag of flour. The kitchen was a mess, but we couldn't clean it up because Winston was still blocking the door. Eventually, he got tired and took a nap on the counter. That's when we made our move. We quickly cleaned up the mess, then put his food bowl back in its place. When he woke up, he noticed that his food was gone and started crying. We felt bad, but we couldn't give in. We had to teach him that begging wouldn't work. So we just ignored him until he stopped making noise. Then we went back to the kitchen and refilled his bowl. He ate everything in minutes and seemed satisfied. We learned that day that you can't reason with a hungry cat, especially if he's as stubborn as Winston. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more fun and educational content about cats and their humans. And if you want to learn more about Winston, check out our other videos about him.